Hello everyone, you've seen my lists going through the Spiel preview, but now here is my super short preview list. These are the 16 games, because I couldn't squish it down to 10 and I didn't want to just stuff it full of 20. My 16 games that either I must see, maybe I want to see but not too much of, and we'll touch on those ones, or must buy. There's also some that I do know that I will be getting from publishers while I'm there, but I'm still so excited about them that I have to include them on this list. Let's jump into it. No particular order with number one. First of all, we have Six Suspects. Now, this is a tiny wallet game from Matago. Now, they're not normally known for these uber small sort of games. That's normally like Button Shy. But Six Suspects looks like a really nice, quick, deduction-y style game. Effectively, you've got the 6 suspects, I know, surprise, and below them will be certain evidence cards. Some of them will say this is an undercover police officer, some will be like this is a diamond, that's huge evidence against them. On your turn, you will turn one of those cards over, have a look secretly, and put it back down under that character. So you will know that information, but others won't. You are trying to deduce which one of the 6 suspects isn't an undercover cop and has the most evidence against them. There's a few twists though, like some of the evidence will swap and some of the evidence will mirror something else. So on your turn, you're having a look. Do you want to, after you've seen so many cards, do you want to really risk going, I know what it is? It's a risky time, but I like the idea of it. It could be awful, it could be great. Definitely one that's going to be picked up as long as it's still in stock when I get to the Matago booth. Number 2, again, like I said, this isn't in any order, but it's probably most people's number 1, Ark Nova Marine Worlds, which I keep calling like the aquatic expansion or whatever. Oh, come on, it's going to be such an amazing sounding expansion. First of all, more fish, a cool new sort of deck mechanism where it sort of flushes more cards away, symbols that re-trigger when you get more of them. I like all that. But what do I like most? Well, the cool meeples, so everyone's got their own ticket stub. That's pretty cool. But no, it's those cards, the action cards, so everyone will be that bit more asymmetric. What? You can do what when you've upgraded that card? That's amazing. I should have drafted that at the beginning of the game. Yeah, more for Ark Nova, and it doesn't sound like it's one of those ones that massively changes the game, just adds more of the same with a few spicy bits. It's got to be on most people's Spiel lists, and it's probably going to sell out pretty quickly, right? I made it pretty obvious when I was going through my sort of bigger preview list, the long list for Spiel, that Carcassonne, the Wonders of Humanity, that's a must for me. It's a micro expansion for Carcassonne, but they're big tiles. They're like 4 or 5 tiles big, and they're like Wonders of Humanity. So like they're adding some cool known locations to your map. I have no idea how you're supposed to play these big tiles. Maybe you do it right at the start of the game. Maybe everyone's got one of them and you can play it during the game. I don't know, but I'm going to go there. I'm going to get it. Hopefully they'll have one of those special Spiel tiles that you get for purchasing something there. Sign me right up. Carcassonne, the Wonders of Humanity. I even said it right that time. Number 4 is Cascadia Landmarks. A bit like with the Ark Nova expansion, this one looks like it's more Cascadia goodness without really changing the formula too much. You've got more scoring cards to add variety, some more tiles to add variety and allow the game to go to more players, which I don't really think it needed. But the landmarks are additional scoring things that you can pick up, but they also block a space, which should make it a little bit sort of harder as you're going in. I don't know, I like the idea of that. Again, it sounds like more of the same with just a bit of spice, and Cascadia is already a great tile placement game with that extra placing of animals on top. So sign me right up for that one. This is one that I really want to try and will almost certainly buy at Spiel. Next up is Draft and Write Records. This is from Inside Up Games, and I do believe I will be getting a copy of this after Spiel, so I'll probably go and try it there, but come on, drafting and a roll and write style experience in one, this is the sort of thing that I think hasn't been needed for that genre. The roll and write or flip and write genre, there's so many that just do that. And this is a potential way that it's really going to mix things up. Drafting is also one of my favourite mechanisms in games. So yes, sign me right up, and it's a pretty unique and cool looking theme as well. So they certainly hit the ground with Earth. I don't think this one's going to be as big as Earth, but I still think it could be a pretty good game, so I'm definitely going to go and play it at Spiel. That's Draft and Write Records. There's not many two-player only worker placement games, and to be honest, there's not many worker placement war games either. But General Orders World War II really has me interested. Now, I don't know if they're the sort of step from one side of the board to the other when you start adding planes. I don't know if that step's going to be maybe too much for just introducing to new players. But even the base side, which doesn't have planes, sounds like a really cool and interesting skirmish via meeple worker placement. And two-player games normally go down pretty well for me, and also get to the table that bit quicker. And it's a pretty abstracted theme, but there's still definitely some elements there, like you can parachute into certain areas, you can use your big gun to sort of mortar strike across the map. So some cool ideas in this one. Really want to play this. This is one of the ones that, yes, on one of the days I'm going to sit down and hopefully demo this. Now, while there's a number of cool looking games from Brain Games, including Zingazam and Deductio, which I have interviews from the designers on the channel, so please do go check them out. One that they've sort of snuck under the radar a little bit because it's only just been announced, so this wasn't on any of my long list videos. It's ICECOOL Wizards. More ICECOOL, and it sounds like you're actually trying to flick into certain things to get spell cards. I absolutely love ICECOOL 1 and 2, so a new version of that, I hope it maybe attaches to the other ones, because that would be amazing if it did. If it doesn't, I'm going to sort of home rule it in some way, certainly. But more ICECOOL content, what more can you want? Well, what more can I want? Well, some of these other games, but it's still flicking goodness. You're going to be flicking penguins around to do spells. What more can anyone really want? Newsboys is a brand new game from Sashi and Sashi, and it's been on the long list. It's been one of those ones from very early on that I've been really intrigued by, because it's a roll and flip and write. Yeah, another one of those ones where they're trying to do a twist on that sort of not stale genre, but quite busy genre. And this one looks like it could stand out by combining the two things that most games pick one or the other of. Now, the Sashi and Sashi games that I've played, they're normally that little quirky, they've got maybe that one rule that's sort of, oh, that's a bit different. And I think for this game, maybe having that flip and write is that aspect of it. They not sort of ones that I think always set the world on fire, but they certainly are good game designs. So this is, for me, one of those ones that is like, I really want to play this, but I think I'm going to be coming home with it in my suitcase as well. That's Newsboys. This one is another that wasn't on any of the long lists, because it's only just sort of come out that it's going to be at Spiel. I don't know, maybe they weren't announcing it early just in case it couldn't get there. But there's a new board for Railroad Ink. Absolutely love the Railroad Ink games. I've got like all of the main boxes and some of the expansion bits as well. And this one is just a new board, the Archipelagos. So basically it's got like 4 islands that you're working on. I love the idea of that. Now, I don't know if like roads are all of a sudden going to become boat lanes between the islands, or they're just completely separate bits that you're working on. I don't mind. A new board just helps me get that game to the table. It adds freshness in. And I want to, well, I'm not going to just want to try it, I want to buy this because I really need it for the collection. This is one of the 2 games on the list which I said at the beginning I want to see, but I don't want to see too much of, and that is because it's a legacy game. So Sagrada Artisans is a brand new game in the Sagrada line where you actually play through a campaign and you're working through this booklet of like different shaped stained glasses, and I really like that idea, but I don't want to know too much. I want to see it, I want to see it in person, but do I want to really play it at Spiel? Probably not, because I don't want to know too much going into my own legacy experience. So it's got to make the list because it's a game that I'm super excited for. It's at Spiel, but I don't want to know too much. Just yet, anyway. Now let's talk about the other game that's also going to be in that category. Ticket to Ride Legacy. Legends of the Old West, or the West I think it is. The sort of subline of it. Well, come on, it's another legacy game. I don't want to know too much, but I've seen some early reviews. I've seen what the back of the box looks like. It's a map with bits, with a, well, big chunk of that map missing, with a sort of puzzle piece shape. Okay, so the map's going to change. There's going to be cool things happening throughout this legacy experience. I really like Ticket to Ride. It's in my top 10. So a legacy version of it, yeah, this is 100% going to get to the table with ease in my house. So it's got to be one that I'm excited about for it being at Spiel. But I don't know how much I actually want to see. Now, they're not going to show too much. I'm sure with Sagrada Artisans, they're not going to show too much. But I even don't want to see too much more of that first game, because I don't want to have an advantage or like a pre-knowledge going into the experience. I want it to be as fresh as possible. It might come home in the suitcase. It might be one of those ones where it's like, I'm just going to order it online because it's big and heavy. But I'd like to see it, just the box and stuff in person, sort of without seeing too much. So 2 legacy games, make the list. Want to see them, don't want to see them, but yes, they're on the list. It wouldn't be a Essen preview anticipated list for me if there wasn't a Phil Walker Harding game on it, because he is one of my favourite designers. And this year, kind of out of nowhere, I don't think I even got to mention it on my long lists, Silver and Gold Pyramids is coming out. Now, I don't know if only the German version is going to be available at Spiel, but I'm definitely going to go and want to demo it because it's a lot of symbols. It's not really any text in-game, so as long as they can roughly tell me how it works and I can maybe translate something with very bad German, and I say that because it's worse than that, you know, I can try and work out how to play it in a demo, and if it's anything like the original Silver and Gold, it's gonna be a really solid game. So Phil Walker Harding, another flip and right for the list. That is Silver and Gold Pyramids. Sign me right up for a demo. Another one from Horrible Guild after the Railroad Ink Archipelago's board earlier, Sunrise Lane. Now this looks like one of those sort of solid box games where you're going to get a group of people together, and by the end of it someone's going to be a little miffed at you because you managed to get that spot that they were hoping for to score like that group or whatever just at the right time, because you are sort of playing your cards to put down these building pieces. And from what I can tell, the scoring is like how many of them you've got in a line or in a group or a certain area of the board. So you've got these different things you're thinking about. And it looks good. It looks like the one where you would be stumbling over the other players a little bit and trying to get as much points as you can and hope that you're just able to play the card before they can screw you over, basically. It comes from designer Rainer Knizia as well, so you've got that really good name behind the game. Well, I really want to try this one. Horrible Guild do, even from way back when they were Horrible Games, they've always done really solid games, really great experiences. And this is another one that I think could tick all of those boxes. So Sunrise Lane, definitely want to play you. Arcane Wonders are going to be showing off World Wonders, and this has got some amazingly good reviews. It's a polyomino placement type game. That is my sort of jam a lot of the time. It's one of those real comfort sort of style of games, that genre of tile placement, polyominoes, Tetris-like things. That's where I play a lot of games, and I really do enjoy them. And then you've got a little bit of currency going on where how you're placing or what you're placing. You've got to make sure you're placing adjacent to roads as you're building out, unless it's the same building type, so there's that to pay attention to. Then there's the actual wonders. So in each game there's certain wonders, so maybe you've got the pyramids or something, but only one person can claim those. Once they've got like the prerequisite, or they can spend to actually get it, they put this sort of wooden piece down on their board, and those look fantastic straight away, but also it's something that only you have. So it just makes everyone's boards are going to look a bit different by the end. Polyominoes with the opportunity to get things ahead of others. Yeah, that looks pretty damn good. That's World Wonders. A small little card game by the name of Nanatoridori makes my list. And that is because it just looks, to me, quite different. I've heard that it is a little bit, or quite a bit, like Scout, which I haven't played. So it could be effectively a very similar game. It certainly sounds like it from what I've been told. But I've not played that. And this has penguin meeples. It has very cool looking cards, and from what I can tell, very simple card gameplay that, well, would just work with a number of the people that I play games with, be that on a weeknight or on a weekend or whenever I can. I think this could hit the table with a range of people, as you're basically trying to play either a higher number or a bigger group of the same numbered cards. It's, like I say, it's got a really cool look to it. It is only in Japanese, but there are English rules available. And it's sort of one of those ones that it just intrigues me so much, I'm going to have to go and buy this one. Because I really, really want to just have it here and be able to play it when I get home. That's Nanatoridori. And last, but certainly not least, because this is one of the ones that I am super, super excited to demo, because we didn't get a chance here in Europe to back it on GameFound, and that is Unmatched Adventures. It takes one of my favourite games, Unmatched, which I've got 30 odd heroes for, and puts out a co-op experience. This has 4 new characters that you can play as, 2 villains that you could play against, one or the other with some sub-bosses, in a co-op experience. But just because the box has those 4 doesn't mean I can't pull like Deadpool, Bruce Lee and the Invisible Man from the shelf and play this co-op experience. I really like Unmatched. Like, it is top 5 games of all time for me. The fact that this is going to be co-op means it could hit the table in a very different way, in a different setting, so I could play one of my favourite games even more. This could just push Unmatched as a series even higher for me. And I'm really hoping it's going to be good. I hope it's not too much admin, because some co-op games are. But from what I've seen, it looks like it's balanced the amount of admin you've got to do of running the monster with how are we doing this as a team. I really need to take this sub-boss out. I need to go and do that. I need to go and punch the main boss and all that sort of goodness. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be at Spiel to see, so I'm super excited for that. So there we have it. Those are my 16 games that I really must see at Essen Spiel this year. They could turn out to be bad. I really hope some of them don't, though. And like I said, some I'm hoping to get copies of, either for a review or for purchase. So stay subscribed to the channel and you'll definitely see some content about them in the future. But let me know, what have I missed off? What should I have put on this list? Or what is, from this list, the one that you would be running to see first? Let us know in the comment section below, and until next time, have a wonderful day gaming.